Right, hello. Today the video, as you probably clicked on, you'll see is about this brickhead. So there's been a bit of controversy about this brickhead. So this cost me £24.99 on Lego's website. A normal brickhead would cost you £9.99. If I were to collect and want to collect all 8 of these brickheads, that should cost me £80 for 8 brickheads. It says down here, I don't know if you can see this, models cannot be built simultaneously. And what that means is you can build this brickhead and then you won't have all the parts you need to build the next brickhead. And in this box is only enough to build 1 brickhead at a time, maybe 2. I don't know. I've not found any sources online that tell me how many you can make. What I have found though, one of the reasons you can only make a few of these brickheads or maybe 1 brickhead at a time is that these center pieces on the chest of the brickhead, they are reversible. So for this brickhead, you would use this piece. You have to turn that round and you get a slightly different pattern on the brickhead. That obviously means that that 1 part is used for 2 brickheads. So you can only make certain brickheads at a time. What I've done to mitigate that issue is I have bought 2 of these boxes. So I now have 2 of that piece so I can turn it around to that. I hope that is going to be enough to allow me to make each brickhead. It does look as though potentially this and this use the same chest piece, so we might have an issue there, but we won't know until we get into it. So already the cost of trying to make all 8 of these brickheads is already £24.99 times by 2, so we are up to effectively £50 so far to make these 8 brickheads. I want all of them in my collection. Looking at the back of this box, it tells me that this box is number 245. Now the brickhead that is number 245 is actually the Bronze Age Batman. So Bronze Age Batman is number 245. Batman Classic is 246. Batman 1989 is 247. The animated series is 248. Batman The Dark Knight Trilogy 249. Batman vs Superman 250. And then The Batman, which is, what's his name? He's Cedric Diggory. So Cedric Diggory is The Batman. That's 251. Now that's only 7 brickheads because number 1 is this one here. So number 1 is the Lego Batman movie. Now the reason that's number 1 and not number 251 or 252 is that if you have been collecting brickheads previously, you will know that this is number 1. So this going back to whenever it was, 2017, I don't know. I'll put in the right date underneath me here. So this is the first brickhead, number 1 brickhead. So if you already have a collection, you don't need to make all 8 of these because you've probably already got number 1. So that helps us. So this chest plate here, I haven't taken it apart. I don't know if this is reversible. I assume it's not. I'm not going to take it apart. It needs a bit of dusting, but that is number 1. If I take the base off and just wipe some of this dust off here. So that is part of series 1 of the brickheads. So all of the brickheads that came out at that time had series numbers on there, 1, 2, and then I think it stopped and they're all just now plain bases. So we already have number 1. That's cost me nothing, but I guess it cost me £9.99 when I first bought it originally. So you could argue I've spent another £9.99 there. So we're now up to £60 to make 8 brickheads. Would it be simpler for Lego just to bring out these 8 brickheads individually? You decide in the comments. Let's open one of these boxes and see what we get inside. So I like to open these boxes nice and cleanly. I could rip into it and rip all of that, but I don't like to do that. I like to just cut the little piece that's necessary. So it looks as though we only get one booklet for making, so we're going to have to look at getting the app to work out the instructions for the rest of these brickheads. Bronze Age Batman, So pop that to one side, and let's just tip out our bags. Shall we zoom this down a little bit so you can't see my ugly mug? Stop talking, I'll put you on a hyperlapse and we'll make a brickhead. So we used bag 1 and 2, and we now have 2 brickheads. Now, something I have noticed, and this was always going to be the problem, I think. So from that 1 brickhead, we have used up all of the grey blocks. It tells us in the bags we had 15 of those grey blocks, 6123809. I'll probably put that number on the bottom there, but that grey block there is what makes the inners of any brickhead, and it looks to me like we have used up all of those grey blocks that we got in the box on just 1 brickhead. So that answers our question: how many of these brickheads can you make at one time with 1 box? The answer is 1. To make the next one, we'd have to take this apart, get those pieces out of it, and make the next brickhead. I will open up the second box and make the next brickhead. In that box is going to be enough pieces to make that second brickhead. Then becomes the challenge of working out which pieces do we need to buy individually. We can make a little shopping bag on the Lego website and buy all the pieces we need individually to make the other 5 brickheads from this collection, and then we'll work out how much that's going to cost us to make all 8 at once. So let's open up this second box and make another brickhead. Okay, so that got complicated. As you can see, every single bag got opened. So we had to open all 6 bags. I started off trying to knoll each bag individually so we could see what was used out of each bag. What I decided to do when I opened that penultimate bag was just knoll it all together as one so I could easily see. I've got all my black pieces over here. Normally, I'd say if I had that many pieces all black, I would probably have knolled it a bit better. Like I would have got these flat pieces maybe and had them flattened out, and then maybe some of these thicker pieces would have kept off to one side and separated these larger pots, the larger colour pieces, into pieces so I can find them quicker. But because I wasn't sure what I was going to be using, I've it into colours, and that makes it, I think that's the most efficient way of doing it. So yeah, that got very complicated. But so that is an entire box of, that's an entire one of these boxes all laid out to make one brickhead. So let's ignore the two that we've already made, because this one came from just one box. We've used the app, which is really good actually. So what has happened now, it is showing that is complete. So what I will do in a minute actually is, because I've completed that one as well, I'm going to click on that and I'm going to just flick through, so that goes yellow as well. So the app's really good, almost too good. It goes into a bit too much detail sometimes when it's a really easy step, and it's showing you how to do it in 3 different ways. That's our second one that we've made, or our third one if we include the original. That would probably be my first choice of which one I would make. Just the most interesting one, I think. He's got the same batamarang. They all seem to have slightly different capes, but obviously they'll all have different design capes depending on the show or the film or whatever they were in. It looks as though it's almost exactly the same cape as the Lego Batman movie, just a different colour. So this one's blue, this one's black, same design cape. All three have got different ears. You can see all the dust on that one. I need to clean these out. Maybe that's a different video. So yeah, we've got that. So the next step for me then is going to be to go on the app, and I am going to work out with what I've got here and in my second box, or my first box. I've got 5 more brickheads to make. I know for a fact I'm not going to have the parts, because again, we have used all of those little grey blocks. We've used them all just to make this one. So again, we're only able to make one brickhead from that box. But what I am going to do is pop that to one side, hyperlapse again, and I'm going to get maybe some little sandwich bags, and each piece that I need for that brickhead will go into that sandwich bag. Any piece that I don't have, I'll make a note of the order number for that, the part number, the order number for that piece, and we'll start looking at getting that ordered, and hopefully we'll be left with a little sandwich bag. Not many leftover pieces, and hopefully we don't need any. Hopefully we've got all the pieces like this. These little unique pieces that you just can't buy that. The only way to buy that is from these boxes, or if someone's trying to sell on eBay, but I can't see why they would be. So hopefully we don't need any of those, and they're all available. Hopefully some of these don't double up or triple up, because we do have 2 of each, which should be fine. Yeah, so that's the next step. What I've done is I've gone into each one that I have completed. So there's 3, and I've worked my way through. So, okay, on the first one, just to share with you, when I did the first one, what I was doing, we're at the beginning, and I was flicking through each step to get to the end. On the second one, I tried something different. So at the bottom here, you've got a little progress chart. Nice little Lego stub. No, is it called a stub? Dot? Can't remember what that's called. I'll put it in the description at the bottom there. But basically, you grab hold of that, drag it to the end, and it says, you've completed this piece, well done. I'll give it a little tick, and it's complete. So if I scroll along here, we have completed this one as well, number 1, Lego Batman movie, the Lego Batman movie. So we've completed those. Okay, so next step for me, I'm going to take this empty box and I'm going to cut each of these individuals out, and I'm going to have them separately in my little piles, so I know next time when I come to finish making each of these, which is which. So that's going to help me organise. So I'm going to use those to cut out, and that's what I'm going to do next. So I've put everything that I had left over in this little tub, and I've kept some little notable pieces out. So these pieces here, these tiny little, almost like tiny window pieces, they are the eyes from Batman vs Superman. For some reason I've got 4 of them left. 3 of them presumably are from one box, 1 left over from another. Yep, so let's throw them in there. And then again I've got 4 of these glow in the dark ones left over. I suppose what's happened there is I've only used it here on the first one. I've not bothered doing this number 1 Batman Lego. He would have used 2 from the second box. You get a spare one in the second box, and then there's the spare from that first box. I've got 2 of these spare, and that's again because I've not bothered making the Lego Batman movie. So I've got 2 of those spare, 2 of these ones spare. Again, Lego Batman, I've got 2 boxes, I've not bothered putting him in. 1 spare of these, so this is from Batman vs Superman. Again, that's obviously a unique piece that's only used for 1, so that's left over. Another piece there, what's that one come out of? That has come out of Batman 1989. So that's obviously a unique piece to that. And the eyebrows of Batman Classic Series. These are left over because I had 2 boxes. Everything else seems to have been used up in 2 different Brickheads, 2 different Batmans. That's why I don't have a spare from that second box. I've got 2 disconnectors. So that's what I'm left with after going through everything. Here are my bags. So I started off, I went in order. So 247, Batman 1989. I've got quite a hefty bag, and I have got a small list of 9 items that need to be ordered. One of those I need 2 of, so that's 10. One of them I need 12 of, so we're up to 21. So there are 21 pieces that I need to order to make Batman 1989. Then we've got Batman the Animated Series. Let's just put this up a little piece so you can see my ugly mug again. So this is Batman the Animated Series. And we have got on that, we've got 28 pieces to order from that one. Then we've got the Batman Dark Knight trilogy, number 249. So again, a slightly smaller bag because there are even more pieces to reorder here. So that's 44 in total for that one. Then we move on to Batman vs Superman. Now actually this one, I think there are less pieces to order because of the unique colour of it. So Batman vs Superman, a slightly greyer one. There are 40 pieces to order on that one. So slightly less, there were 44 in that previous one, so 40 on that one. And then this last bag, so this is Robert Pattinson, Cedric Diggory Batman. There's barely anything in this bag because everything needs to be already used up for the previous Batmans. I'm going to say Batmen. Plural of Batman. That's what I'm going with. So we need quite a lot of pieces on this one. Give me a second. So 64 pieces that I'm going to have to order from the Lego website individually to make up Robert Pattinson Batman. So 197 pieces we need to order. The only piece I'm concerned about is the Batamarang. I don't think I'm going to be able to order that piece, and it looks as though I need another 2 Batamarangs to complete the set. I must have 6 of those, plus the 2 that I'm going to need to order makes my 8. Now, I obviously have cheated slightly there. I had 2 Batamarangs from my previous number 1. So I've had this number 1 on my shelf for a while. He had 2 Batamarangs in his hand. So I've taken one off of him and given it to another. And it leaves me needing 2 more Batamarangs. So in each of these boxes, I've obviously received 2 Batamarangs. Not enough pieces to make 2 Brickheads, but that's fine. Enough pieces, 2 Batamarangs. So I need 2 more. I think I'm going to struggle to get them. So my next step is to go onto the Lego website and to order every single piece I need, and I'll come back to you and let you know how much that all adds up to. Let's get on to that. Okay, so I've just sat and processed everything I wanted to order. So all of my lists I've put into the Lego store, and it comes to a grand total. Let's just go up a little bit. So it comes to a grand total of £32.76. So I've just ordered £32.76 worth of pieces of Lego. Now that doesn't include the batarangs, because as I said, they're not available. So they're the only two pieces, or that's the only one piece I've not been able to order. I've got two of them missing, so I can't get hold of them. And that did include a £9.45 delivery charge. So I'm going to leave that £9.45 on there. And in total, I have spent two of these boxes, £24.99 each. One original Batman, which cost me, I'm saying, £9.99. I have had a look on eBay, and there are some on there for £6 plus postage and packaging. There was one there for £9.95 with free postage and packaging. So you can get that one. It looks as though you can get that one on eBay for around about £10. So I've taken that into account. Plus my £32.76, I have got a grand total of £91.73 for 8 of these Brickheads. As I say, normally these would be £9.99 each and cost you around about £80. Again, you'd order that and maybe you'd pay postage and packaging, maybe you wouldn't. If you went into the Lego store and bought all of those, you're looking at £80. So yeah, this has taken me a lot of time to do. It's taken me a few hours, and it's cost me £91.73. So it would be cheaper if Lego were to bring out all 8 of these. Maybe that's what needs to happen in the future. All 8 of these individually, plus if you don't want to buy them all individually, they bring out this box, which is probably a lot of work for them, but they could bring out this box, which for those people that want to make each one and then take it apart and make it again. But that's not what I necessarily enjoy. I enjoy collecting them, and I'm sure I'm not the only person. So yeah, my conclusion would be I'd love to be able to buy these individually, but I do understand what Lego are doing. So yeah, I'll leave it there. We've got 3 Brickheads complete. 1, 2, 3. And we've got 5 more that we need to complete, but we can't do that until the next part. Fingers crossed. Thanks. See you all later. Oh, like, subscribe, comment, whatever you want to do, really, I don't mind. Cheers, guys. Bye.